Hello everyone, it's Begowski. Well, this is day 8, part 3, and it's the last video for our Ninja Gaiden 3 Ultimate Ninja Walkthrough series. So, there's not much to really talk about in terms of how to fight these guys. You know, it's kind of, everybody knows what to do by now. So, I want to talk about the screen that I had put up with ninjaarchives.com. What that is, Dark Hazuki made that site just because Iberian Zenji Realm, that a lot of people know, you know, that's where everybody's gone to for the last, 5 or 6 years now to for everything Ninja Gaiden. You know, there's a lot of videos from the original Ninja Gaiden all the way up to, I think there's a few Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 videos up there, but the site has been down pretty consistently over the last couple years, and Dark Hazuki decided to take upon himself to create a site, as kind of an alternative until, we could figure out what was going to happen with IW's site. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to come back up or not, but Ninja Archives has a lot of the core people that, IW has had, and, we welcome everybody to come on board. It doesn't have the videos, all the videos that IW has had, but, what Dark Hazuki has tried to do is, anything new, showcase that on the Ninja Archives, front page, and a lot of it's just going to be uploaded, through YouTube. Now, hopefully, we'll be able to access all of the old, videos from, IW's site. It's a real history of the Ninja Gaiden series, from the videos from Shinobier to, from the Ninja Gaiden videos from Shinobier to Captain Tuttle's HP2 Hurricane Pack videos and Pure Grunts, some of my first Ninja Gaiden Black videos, to a slew of other, people who really contributed to, mission mode videos, no hurt runs, speed runs. It's just amazing, everything that's over there, and I really hope that we don't lose that as a community. So, until all of that's figured out, again, everybody, join up with Ninja Archives, and, you'll recognize a lot of the people, over there, as it's, a lot of the core people from Iberian Zenji Realm. So hopefully, everything will work out, but if for some reason it doesn't, Ninja Archives is a really great place for everybody to hang. So having said all that, getting back to these fights right here, it's a little disappointing that, it's over and over and over again of, just the same enemies, the same fights, the same ways to get through it for the most part. And I was really hoping that, they would come up with a little something different, but they didn't. Maybe, Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge for the Wii will address some of the issues, and who knows, maybe that was something that they decided to do to help release that console. Again, who knows what the thought process is with all that stuff. They did make an inferior game, in my opinion, based on, the Ninja Gaiden series. Somebody asked me how I would rank the series, and, Ninja Gaiden Black is a 10 to me, plain and simple. And, going down from that, the HPs, the Hurricane Packs 1 and 2, would be second, in my opinion, followed by, Ninja Gaiden 3, or excuse me, Ninja Gaiden 2, I believe Ninja Gaiden and Sigma, all of those guys are pretty close together, and then following up, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, and then, Ninja Gaiden 3, and I would probably rate Ninja Gaiden 3 really a 3. If Ninja Gaiden Black is a 10, then this game is a 3, in my opinion. And I guess it's no coincidence that Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 and Ninja Gaiden 3 got the lowest, ratings, in my opinion, So maybe that has something to do with the developer, who knows, but that's my opinion. You know, some people may disagree, some people may agree, who knows, but I think we can all say that, you know, safely, that this is probably the worst of the series. But again, just do what you have to do to get through those fights. You can, you know, maybe, you know, chain some steel on bone, you know, with the alchemist, if you could get them bloody with the scythe or get them bloody some other way. But again, you know, why go through all the hassle in that previous fight? Whereas, you know, on this fight, you know, with the imps out here, you can sit there and really, you know, do the steel on bone. Now, I started out that fight just jumping straight up into an on-landing 360 with the scythe, just because the slowdown is so bad. And again, you would think that they would come up with a better way. I guess there's really no point in me talking about how bad the game is. And I really want to stress that I feel that it's bad in terms of Ninja Gaiden Black. Maybe that's, you know, not giving the game, you know, a fair shake, but you know, they did good with the Hurricane packs. They did good with Ninja Gaiden 2. I mean, I actually like, you know, Ninja Gaiden Sigma a lot. But you know, this one right here is it's just so frustrating. Just every part, a lot of parts about it. You know, there I'm trying to jump away and I jump straight up. I can't tell you how many times that cost me throughout the game. This is the third time I've actually tried to record the commentary. I've had some program difficulties, and you know, it's a little frustrating because I had all this stuff kind of worked out what I wanted to say, and thought I did some, you know, some good commentary. But you know, since I don't write anything down, you know, notice this guy right here, you know, he's all bloody, and you really want to take care of them fast when they're bloody like that, because they will, like, suicide you. But you know, I don't really make any notes about what I'm going to say, so I'll get, you know, off track a little bit. I think I talked about that a little bit earlier. You know, sometimes, you know, that'll happen. But, you know, now that I've recorded this 3 times, hopefully it'll go through. But, you know, my enthusiasm probably isn't, you know, what it should be, and you know, saying some of the things I've wanted to say, I probably forgot them by now. But again, in terms of the gameplay, there's really nothing to say anymore. You know, here's, you know, the 3rd fight in a row with the imps and the alchemists. I mean, it's like, come on, give us a break, have a little variety. Now watch this. I have a UT ready. So it's ready to go. But I want to switch over to my Dragon Sword, like I always do. But now look, my UT's gone. So it was ready. So I ended up, you know, not knowing it wasn't ready, and ended up getting nailed and ended up using some Nimpo a little bit earlier than I probably wanted to. But, you know, again, that's just something that irritates me about the game. The only thing I could think of is maybe Cliff. You know, he has his little red aura around him, or his arm, you know, like he's using right there. Maybe he absorbs yours if you have it built up. I mean, I don't know. You know, I hope that's the case, because if not, you know, at least that gives it an excuse. If not, it's just being crappy. And, you know, somebody asked me about how you could flying swallow into these guys at full health and do an instant kill, and I could never get the distance right and never know when it worked. There was an instance where it just kind of happened. So again, if you could figure out the distance, you know, maybe that'll help. And it probably has something to do with, you know, your weapons are all at full strength now. That's the only thing I could think of. But on this fight right here, if you could just jump straight up and just keep chaining the on-landing 360, it would probably be a lot easier than what's happening right now. But I always kind of panic after I do it 3 or 4 times in a row. But it would make really fast work of him. Again, you know, not much variety, but it gets the job done for what we're trying to do. Now, one of the things that I do whenever I make the videos, you know, I make them in segments. I think I've said that earlier. And sometimes I'll just let myself die and go to the computer and, you know, get ready for the next clip that I want to make. So, having said that, I do that on the fight coming up after all of this. And what's bad about that, and I'll show you here once the fight starts. So, you know, I do the videos in segments, just like each fight's in segments. So, you know, once I get through a segment, you know, if I die, you know, I'll go and, you know, go to the Rise Again screen and, you know, go, you know, do like, you know, day 8, you know, part 3A and part 3B and all of that stuff. So it's just like all the fights. Do you want to try again? You know, we're talking about just getting through each fight, grinding through each fight, and just really, you know, doing it one step at a time. I mean, the game would be so much harder if you had to go save from save. But anyway, the reason I point all that out is if you look right now, I have the scythe. And what I did was, being, you know, dumb, is once this fight started, I mean, I don't think that makes sense. But anyway, I just let myself die without changing back over to the Dragon Sword. And you really want to change over to the Dragon Sword before the enemies come out. And I didn't do that. You know, I walked back over, got ready to make this clip. So whenever I came back to the Rise Again, you know, the good thing about the Rise Again, hey, if I want to, you know, get a drink of water, grab something to eat, you know, go to the bathroom, whatever, you know, I don't have to worry about it coming right back to it. So when I came back to it, I thought I was going to be able to use the Dragon Sword, and I didn't. So, you know, that made this fight, you know, extremely tough, because what I tried to do was do a lot of steel on bones to build up my Nimpo meter, and that just took way too long, and too many bad things could happen. And, you know, it probably took me 20 tries to try to do that and get, you know, the points I wanted to get. And it didn't work, so that's when I decided, you know what, let me just Azuna drop these guys to do the OTs, because the OTs are, you know, are what going to build up your Nimpo meter the fastest. So now that I have it built up and I have a decent health bar left, you know, I want to try to squeeze some more points if I can. But once I see something's, you know, going to go wrong, that's when I'll use my Nimpo. But it makes it so much easier to switch over to the Dragon Sword, you know, before this fight starts. So do yourself a favor, switch over to the Dragon Sword, and then if you happen to die, you're okay. And see, I thought I was far enough away to where that wasn't going to hit me. probably staying on the left side of that whole fight is the best. You know, the right side seems like you're going to get hit. So once I got hit, it's like, you know, things could go bad. Let me just go ahead and do this, even though I missed out on a lot of points. I think I go and switch weapons now. I probably should have stuck with the scythe, to be honest with you. Because with the scythe, you know, if those the little orbs that she throws at you come down, you might be able to on-landing 360 into some invincibility frames. You know, that's something I didn't even think of at the time. But on this fight right here, you know, if you stay close, you don't have to worry about her hitting you. Now, there's a few things that irritate me about this fight. First of all, it's like, do you have to have a similar boss that you did in Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 as the final boss here? I mean, you couldn't be a little bit more original. So that was, you know, just a little irritating on my part. That it's like, you know, can't you come up with something better? And the other part of it is, you know, you're up close, and I made a little comment to my wife about, wow, you know, look at her big old boobs, or, you know, they're right in my face, just trying to be dumb. And she's like, well, you know, what's sad about that is they put a girl's face, you know, a little child's face on a body like that. And, you know, I never even thought about it. But yeah, I guess it is kind of, I don't know if bad's the word, but maybe not appropriate. You know, again, it's just a video game, but still. And then the last part about this that I really have the problem with is, if you watch my score there we go again. At least it's better than all the you-knows I said. I said one video, so many you-knows, it wasn't even funny. That's one reason why I wanted to record it. But if you look at my score right there, I didn't get the 40,000 points you're supposed to get by beating her. And I think that's because, again, I did the Rise Again screen. So I didn't get 40,000 points, and my end score, I think I'm going to be 44,000 points away from my highest score. So the 40,000 of it is, you know, right there in one shot. And then when I played through Master Ninja again, I also missed out on the 40,000 points. So you really want to kill her, you know, without going to the Rise Again screen. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. Because there's no way I missed out on 40,000 points in this chapter compared to my last run. But anyway, you know, that's it. We got through again. You know, I showed, you know, some good techniques to get through the whole game, and you'll get a good score. Hopefully a lot of people will beat my score. But I had a lot of fun, you know, making the videos. I hope everybody had fun watching it and listening to some of the sad commentary. I mean, I've had a good time with it. It's still a little rusty. But look, that's it for Ninja Gaiden 3. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next series I decide to do. Thanks.